If you have low porosity hair, stay tuned because this video is for you. Hey love, welcome back. If you don't know me, my name is Angelica. I post videos twice a week on Wednesdays and Sundays, all about growing long, healthy, natural hair. I also do a little bit of skincare and makeup and reactions here and there. So if that seems like something you might be interested in, consider subscribing. The subscription button is right down there, as well as the bell icon. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every single time I post. Without further ado, let's get straight into the video because these are the low porosity essentials. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to address is probably the question I'll get asked most in the comments, so I'm going to address it first. How do you know if you actually have low porosity hair or high porosity or medium porosity? This is a video for low porosity, so I'm just going to concentrate on that. If you want a specific porosity video for everything, give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section below and I'll do that. So, how do you know if you have low porosity hair? I'm going to start by saying I don't do that water test because I don't think it's that accurate, especially if it happens on a day when maybe you over clarified your hair or your hair has buildup, even if it's after you washed it. Like, there's so many factors that can affect that. But what most people say is if you put a strand of your hair, a clean strand of your hair in water, if it floats, it's low porosity. If it hovers in the middle, it's medium. And if it sinks to the bottom, then it is high porosity. For me, I use a different technique. So if your hair doesn't absorb moisture easily, meaning even after you moisturize your hair or you put whatever products, even after it's washed, your hair still feels dry. Like, my hair is low porosity, so I know this feeling very well. It is very annoying. It literally feels like you have dry hair with some moisturizer on top. That that's how you know your hair is low porosity. Another way you can tell is that the products just sit on the surface of your hair. Apart from the feeling of your hair not being moisturized, the products sit on your hair. So if you put leave-in conditioner or deep conditioner in your hair, it usually just looks white and it just coats your hair, but it doesn't easily absorb into your hair. It just looks like it sits on top. And the last one is your hair takes a very long time to dry. Because your hair is low porosity, it means your cuticle is very closed. So things are very hard to go into your hair, but also it's also very difficult for things to leave your hair. So if you spend hours, or I'm exaggerating, but if you spend a long time getting your hair wet and your hair actually gets fully saturated and wet, it's going to be very hard for that water to now leave your hair because your hair is such low porosity. It's going to hold on to the water and it will take long to dry. So if you experience any or all of these descriptions, then you have low porosity hair. You don't have to do the water test. This is easy enough to tell you because your hair might sink to the bottom because I don't know what happened on that day, but you have all these symptoms, you have low porosity hair. So let's get into now the low porosity essentials, things that you need that can help your hair, that can really allow you to get all the benefits that everybody else gets in their hair, but with your low porosity hair, if that made any sense. Okay, the first essential is one of the most important, and this is for you to get a hair steamer, a dryer, so you wear a shower cap, or a heated cap, one of those you can just put in the microwave that are like filled with seeds. Any kind of warmth that you can get in a cap, something you can put on your head, I suggest you get that because when you use products like rice water, a deep conditioner, you want that to absorb deep into your hair, and that's what a deep conditioner does. It's supposed to penetrate deep into the hair shaft. But if you have low porosity hair and the conditioner is just sitting on top, you might not get the full benefits of that conditioner. So if you add heat, it will open up the cuticles and it will make it much easier for your hair to absorb all the nutrients from everything you're putting into it and rinse it out. So just find some source of non-direct heat. So obviously it has to be like a steaming situation. So if you go under a hair dryer, you obviously have to have a cap on top because it just makes a huge difference. I can always see a difference when I use heat on my hair and when I don't use heat on my hair. The next tip is find a product, especially for deep conditioners, find a deep conditioner that your hair can easily absorb. So even though you're going to be adding heat, find something that just works better for your hair. So if you've got very fine, thin hair that's not very dense, if you use a very heavy, thick, deep conditioner, there's a high chance that it's just going to sit on your hair. And because your hair is so fine, it can't absorb it easier. So maybe you want to use something lighter. If you have hair like me that is extremely thick, I always use a thick, deep conditioner, but it also absorbs easily into my hair. It doesn't look like it's sitting on the top. And the next tip is going to be something that really helped me with absorbing products in my hair as well. So this is tip number 3, and it is using rice water, but not any rice water, specifically the Yao Women's version of the rice water. I'll link the recipe in the eye here. I did a video all about that. And ever since I started using that rice water, my hair absorbs product so much better. It's just like medium porosity hair. I know I still have low porosity hair, but it absorbs, especially deep conditioner and moisturizers, almost like medium porosity hair. As soon as I put the product on my hair, it just easily absorbs. I don't see any whiteness all over my hair. And since I started doing this, it has really helped. Now I only use this rice water once to twice a month when I'm washing my hair, and I only leave it in my hair for 20 minutes. So if you've never tried it, or if you've tried rice water before and it didn't work for you, try the Yao Women's version and it might make a huge difference. If not, you can ignore this tip because rice water doesn't work for everyone. But that Yao Women recipe was just a complete game changer for me. I'm never going back to using the ordinary rice water. I will always use the Yao Women recipe. So check that out. It might just help with absorbing products better into your hair because that's how it helped me. The next one is, because our hair is so hard to stay moisturized and even just to get moisturized, you need to try and keep your hair as hydrated as possible, and the best way you can do this is to avoid using sulfate shampoos. Try and use sulfate-free shampoos, and if co-washing works for you, that would even be better. For me, I co-wash my hair 3 times a month, which means every week I will co-wash my hair, meaning I only wash it with a conditioner. I do not use a shampoo, and then at the end of the month I use a shampoo, and I use a sulfate one because I need to cleanse my hair and remove all the dirt, all the buildup. You can also use a shampoo that is specifically labeled clarifying shampoo if you want an extra deep shampoo, an extra deep clean. For me, I don't go ahead and do that. I usually just use a sulfate shampoo and it gets the job done. So that one is up to you, but you can just try it. Even just alternating, like co-wash 1 week, shampoo, a sulfate-free shampoo the next week, co-wash, sulfate-free shampoo, and then maybe every like month and a half you can go ahead and use like a deep clean, like clarifying sulfate shampoo, just to get any buildup and dirt off your hair. That is my suggestion. Ever since I started doing that, I experienced less breakage. My hair would get moisturized much more, and whenever I use moisturizer, I feel like my hair stays moisturized for an even longer time if I'm not shampooing often. So that's another tip for my low porosity girls and guys out there. The next tip is use oils that have a higher water content because they make your hair feel moisturized temporarily for longer, and they just pair better with your moisturizer. And some of these oils are avocado oil. That's number one. I have not had access to it recently, but that is my best hydrating oil. It feels temporary. Just remember that oils cannot moisturize your hair. You always have to have water or a moisturizer in your hair first and then put the oil on top. But the ones with the high water content just make your hair feel moisturized for longer. So I would suggest avocado oil, macadamia oil, olive oil, and almond oil. Those are the ones that I use more often, and I see amazing results from those compared to oils like coconut oil. Y'all know I hate coconut oil so much for hair. It makes my hair so dry and hard. So if you've been hearing a lot of things about coconut oil being amazing for your hair and you have low porosity hair, try not using it for a while and see if that makes a difference. The next tip is, do not use pomades on please do not use pomades on your hair. You could probably get away with using them on your scalp if you really want to, but on your actual hair shaft, please stay away from using anything that has a texture like Vaseline. That's a pomade. No matter what product it is, whether it says olive oil, coconut oil, they all have these names because it's just an ingredient of what's inside it, but it's not the full thing. If it has a lot of mineral oil and petroleum and all that kind of stuff, stay away from it. It's going to coat your hair, and if you have low porosity hair, your hair is going to be completely sealed off. Whether you moisturize your hair during the week, it's not going to absorb any more products, and it's also very difficult to wash out. You probably have to shampoo your hair multiple times for it to feel clean, which leads to more dryness and more breakage. So if you can see where I'm going here, just don't use the pomades. Stick to your oils. And if you want more tips about porosity, high porosity, and stuff like that, give this video a thumbs up. Hit my face there if you didn't subscribe in the beginning. Watch the 2 videos on the side of the screen right here. If you'd like to see any of my older videos, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!